rupees 1 trillion in consumer decisions will be influenced by creators by 2030. And yet, most businesses still rely on outdated ads, missing the emotional pulse of their audience. And what's the actual cost? Loss of relevance, reach, and revenue. Because if you are not part of the conversation, you are not part of the market. AI driven content isn't optional anymore. It's the difference between being seen and being forgotten. And speaking of AI, this intro video, it's not the real me. It's actually my AI avatar. Did you guess it? Hyper realistic, right? Now let's meet the man who's helping businesses and creators tap into the billion-dollar Indian content creator economy. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. My name is Marida Shetty, the host of Coachee Diaries podcast. I have to thank you especially. We have hit a 100 subscriber mark on YouTube. Now, for a small creator, this is huge. I know that you are supporting me, you're watching my videos, but if you are someone who does keep watching but not subscribing, my question is, you want me to send some special invitation? Do subscribe. I know it's a small thing, commenting on that video, liking those video, possibly sharing. Those are the small things that you can do, but for me, it's a huge boost. And thank you so much for all those people who have actually subscribed, who actually engage on the videos. But if you are new here, let me tell you a little bit about what is the Coachee Diaries. Now, the Coachee Diaries podcast is an attempt to possibly look at the bigger questions of life. What is the purpose? Are we leading life meaningfully? Those are the things that we are looking for. In fact, the guest that we have today, and we'll talk to him. But through the guest, I would like to let you, the others also know, because I was reaching that 100 mark on YouTube subscriber. I had actually messaged a lot of people thanking them, and to my surprise, I got to know that one of the managers that worked with me about 3 years ago, I got a question mark saying, "Who's this?" And I was surprised. And I was like, I used to speak to this manager. We were like really good friends, good colleagues. How is it that he does not know me? To my surprise, there's the message that followed next was very saddening, because his wife replied that saying that, hey, you know what, this person passed away last year, all of a sudden. And I'm just thinking, but no one knows about it. And they had so much of plan. They just had a baby, and what is really happening? And life is unpredictable. So regardless of when we are, when we are, our time is up. The question is, are we leading life meaningfully? As the amazing dialogue from that movie, I think it is Anand, where the dialogue goes something like, "Babu Musha, zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye." And that's what we're trying to do through the podcast. We are looking at people who have actually made it big. So today, it gives me immense pleasure to invite a very special guest. His name is Vineet Sawant is the co-founder of Crezlo, an amazing AI, software company. He is also, he was telling me, he is also the owner of one of the other venture, which right now is not talking about, but he is expecting a baby. So I hope that I do justice, and before his babies or actually delivered, this video can also be uploaded onto YouTube. So that's what I'm aiming at. But for all that, show some love for Vineet. Wishing him very best for his baby. Vineet, thank you so much for joining in. It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Marianas, for inviting me here. And I want to congratulate you before we start anything else, because I've been seeing your journey. Like when the first video came on the YouTube, I think I found it via LinkedIn. It was amazing, and I thought that I don't know what gave me the idea, but I was like, I want to talk to him, I want to congratulate him, and I want to see his journey. I want to follow him because I can so much relate with you.
Hmm.
Since we started Crezlo, I realized, I've been doing like I have another company called Hurton Technologies. It's a software services company, and I never needed to create content to
Hmm.
get the customers,
Hmm.
right? But now I am in a business where I am helping people create content, And if I'm not creating content myself, you know, that kind of defeats the entire purpose,
Entire
right?
purpose, yes.
So I'm learning how to create content, how to talk to the camera, how to set the frame, what are the different in cinematography they have different frameworks, right? So
Hmm.
I'm listening to all that podcast, and when I'm seeing
Same
somebody
here.
on the same journey, it is like, अरे हम लोग same class में
Yes, yes,
maybe
yes.
maybe you have better experience than me, but I get to learn so much from you. So
There's
I was like,
like
I
mutual
have to be
learning.
there. I have to talk to you.
No, there's mutual learning. In fact, and a lot of people keep asking me कि भाई आपके नाम में कोची डायरीज कोची मरेदास,
Mm,
what does this कोची mean? So through you I would like to let the audience also know. See, coach is someone who is helping others to grow, to learn something. Coachee is the one who's receiving that learning. And at a certain time in
ah,
life, I realized that although by profession I'm a coach, I do a lot of leadership coaching, those aspects, that's being my forte. But the more I'm helping my clients, I have to learn so many new things. And in that
right,
process, technically, who's the learner? I am the learner. And hence,
correct.
after this realization, I changed my username across all my social media, saying that hey, you know what? I don't want to be called as a coach Maredas. I want to be called as a coachee Maredas, accepting the fact that I'm still a learner and will be a learner lifelong. So what you're saying, this entire thing about podcast, video editing, cinematic, lighting, it's new for me as well, but it's fun to be really honest. In fact, a lot
Yeah,
of
it
people
is.
might,
Mm,
and you are one of those supporters, always been, appreciating the work. I think because you can relate to the journey. There are
yeah,
many people,
absolutely.
yeah, there are many people who reached out to me saying, ऑडियो सही नहीं आ रही है सर, ये लाइटिंग सही नहीं है, कैमरा एंगल सही नहीं है, बट देव आल्सो कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड सेइंग okay, you are learning and we are there to support you because you are on that journey. We can see each video there's something new that's happening, and
Correct,
it's a learning, it's a learning.
correct, correct. I want to go back to that the Kochi thing,
Yes.
because that's something that I was wondering for since we connected on LinkedIn, and I was wondering why Kochi, why not Coach? And in the LinkedIn full of words,
Mm.
where everybody is a mentor, everybody is something accomplished, and they all are like uh, on LinkedIn, everybody is like uh,
Everyone wants to be coach,
showing
honestly.
themselves, yeah, showing themselves as expert of the matter, and they want to be in coach. I love the fact that you're taking it the other way, where you're saying you're coaching, where you're ready to learn and
Yes,
learn together. I love
yes,
that, and
yes.
that I think that's very empowering, especially for people who are just starting off, who are
Mm.
so full of self-doubt, I would say, or questions, or they are not full of confidence, so
Mm.
much so that they can put themselves out there. Like, I know technology, I eat, breathe technology all of the time. But
Mm.
if somebody will call me and tell me, you have to give a lecture on AI,
Mm.
I might be able to give a lecture on AI, but I still not want to call myself as an AI expert. How
Correct.
people do it on LinkedIn, because
Mm.
uh, my definition of expert is somebody who has actually got their hands dirty, done something valuable, something impactful. Then you get to call yourself. Like, I can definitely say that Sachin Tendulkar is an expert of cricket, right?
Yes.
He has the track record to prove it,
Mm.
right? But then, if somebody else is going to say the similar thing, I might want to see the proof behind it.
Oh,
So
very
I love what you're doing. I love your thought process, how you are doing it, and the idea that you're not saying that I've reached somewhere, that's why I'm here, and then I'm telling you guys, ऐसे करना है. You're showing them how it is done. So that's why I think it
with
is
them,
very, very
learning
relatable.
with them.
Yeah, with them. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, exactly.
No, in fact, very, very valid point. And what happened to me also with it is, uh, LinkedIn, right? I saw a lot of people, self-proclaimed coaches, no certification,
Yeah,
no professional education, self-proclaimed
correct.
coaches. To that extent, I came across this profile, and that person had put in a tag saying, "I am a car coach." मैकेनिक है तू,
Wow.
मैकेनिक, कार कोच. And then I realized,
Nice.
in a world full of wannabe coaches, I want to,
Correct.
just accept the fact that, hey, you know what, I'm not perfect. I'm not got everything. I'm learning. But a lot of
Right.
people, what they like is because they are also learning, and then don't
Right.
see me someone who's higher authority. They're like, hey, he's also learning. अपनी बिरादरी वाला है. So they are enjoying the fact that, hey, you know what, we can learn, we can be comfortable. And it actually helped me because then I can be shameless about saying that, hey, you know what, मुझको नहीं आता, AI के बारे में नहीं पता.
Correct.
Although I use a lot of AI tools, I know I have knowledge. I have even trained people on AI. But the fact that I'm a coachee, I'm like, can you teach me something new? So it's a very humble
Mm.
place, but it's a good place, I think.
Right? It is absolutely. And the moment you accept that, you don't know something, that's where the learning starts, right? Because if I'll continue to say, I know I know AI, मुझे पता है कैसे चलता है. These are the models, these are the LLMs, and
Yeah.
then I'm shutting myself from learning more.
Hmm.
So I
Very
never
true.
want to be in that place.
No, no.
I that's why I'll never say that I have reached a place where I'm an expert now. No,
I
we don't
think
know what is going
a
to
lot of the
happen,
viewers also
right?
that might be watching this, they'll understand. Although they have accomplished, they may be expert in their field, they may be someone who's just reached their pinnacle of their career, but they'll also acknowledge the fact that they're still learning. Maybe they are an
Correct,
expert in banking, they don't know AI. Maybe they're
correct,
an expert in AI, they don't know how to speak publicly. So there are so many things we don't
right,
know. And it's always good to,
right.
have that mindset that we can learn and we should learn.
Exactly.
Perfect. Here's an interesting thing. You might already know about this, Vineet, but back in the 1850s, right? So I think
Hmm.
it was 1848 that year when this
Hmm.
man called James Marshall, he found some gold flakes in one of the Sutter mill in California. And that began a new
Oh,
journey. So what really interestingly happened is because he found it, initially tried to keep it a secret. Obviously, don't want to like it. Otherwise, Alibaba and 40 चोर वहां पे 40,000 चोर आ जाएंगे
correct.
because I found gold.
Right.
So he was not telling this to everyone, but people eventually found out. Maybe they had some interesting neighbors. जैसे हमारे पड़ोस के आंटी है हमेशा सब
Hmm.
चीज पर नजर होती है. Maybe James also faced that sort of thing. He had some पड़ोस की auntie. They knew.
Right.
Gossip went across. A lot of people across the country in the US, they started coming to California in search of gold. A
Correct.
lot of them. Obviously, the economy
Correct.
boosted. It was
Hmm.
growing because so many tourists coming in. But yes,
Right.
interestingly, what happened? Take a wild guess. Who would have made the most wealth during that phase? So from 1948 to about, 1848 to about 1855-ish. In those odd 6, 7 years, who would have made the most wealth? Take a guess.
Uh, it must be two people. First is the landowners, and secondly, the people who provided the equipment
Absolutely.
for
It
for
100%.
digging up the thing.
Yes. It was never those people who were actually finding gold, regardless of kitna gold mila hai, decent.
Correct.
But there were those people who were actually selling the tools, helping and
Right.
empowering those seekers. Those were the people who made the most wealth. And why am I talking about this is because in a world where AI becomes very overwhelming, people have their apprehension कि भाई AI जॉब तो नहीं ले लेगा. Uh, ठीक है. वांडा विजन तो चलो एक बार ठीक है लेकिन अल्ट्रॉन बन गया तो we never know. It is a possibility.
Yeah.
I would love to see someday that what is that Robo Chitti 2.0 dot. I would love to far off distance, but uh, AI is overwhelming for many because there's so many tools out there, so many tools out there, and as majority of
Correct.
the population, we are just consumers. We are the gold seekers, but there are very few
Right.
people who are actually empowering the seekers. But you are one of them. You are not just using a lot of AI tool, you're also empowering
Mm.
people with your own venture. So tell us a little
Correct.
about your venture. Let's start there. How did that idea came in that, hey, you know what, I already have a successful venture, but why start Crezlo in the first place?
That's a very great question, and I love to talk about it. So we've been doing software services and consultation. We make digital products for our clients for a very long time now, more than 7 8 years now. And around 2020, when the COVID started, we suddenly saw there is a boom in the online education, and people started coming to us saying that I want to build a website from where I can teach people like my students this, or I can manage my community. I can, maybe, monetize my digital content. And we started seeing this pattern where, the majority of the people were just asking for the same thing in a different kind of package. So we decided why not to create one platform that enables creators, community managers, or the businesses to launch the content, grow their audience, and monetize it, but all in one place. Let's say, Kochi, tomorrow you decide that, I'm going to teach people how to start a podcast, right? What are the first things you're going to need? You're going to need content that will be, let's say, you already have it recorded in video format or in a doc file, whatever. Next thing that you will need will be a website. Then you will need a payment gateway. You will need automations so that people who are paying will get added to your link, maybe your email list, your WhatsApp, and all that, right? And then these are at least 4 or 5 different tools. You will have to host the website somewhere. You will have to
The landing
pay for
pages.
some landing pages. There are some subscriptions you will have to buy.
Hmm.
What happens in this case is you are juggling too many tools.
I
You have
have
an
been
email
there, done
manager.
that.
Yeah.
I can
There, there,
relate
are,
to it.
there are just too many tools. There are
Hmm.
just too many tools, right? We decided why not to have just one tool that allows you to do everything. So Crezlo is an AI-powered
Hmm.
platform that enables creators, communities, and businesses to launch their content, to grow their content, grow their audience, and monetize it by using just single platform, pay for a single subscription, and not worry about how am I going to scale the website. Today I have 100 users. Tomorrow, if I have 10,000 users, will my website still support it? Don't worry. We got you covered. All you have to do is just focus on creating content. And that's why the name is Crezlo, because we are putting creators in a crazy flow.
Wow. There's a lot of competition in the industry that you're working on. Uh,
Right.
I don't even want to take the names, but you know better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Both from India as well as abroad. In fact, one of the
Right.
tools that I use is a pretty decent one. It helps you with
Yeah.
payment integration,
Yeah.
landing pages, all this thing. Uh, it has an option to create courses, challenges, things like that. There's a lot of
Mm,
competition. There are some of
correct.
the tools which have become, I would say, bigger organizations now. A couple of years ago when they started,
Yeah.
how is that?
Correct.
One thing that is helping you stand out from your competition.
Majority of the competitors that we are looking at today have always been like a one subscription, or they have tiers where you have to pay like $50, $100, $200 a month,
Yes.
and you get access to all the features that they have, and
Hmm.
then they also charge you the transaction fee that basically your students are paying you whatever if they're buying your ebooks or your digital content. So even from that, they are taking some transaction fees, right?
Very true.
That's where we are different. We have zero transaction fee. You sell as much as you want. There is no commission. Secondly, all these platforms, they are at least 4 or 5 years old,
Hmm.
and they were made pre-AI, in the pre-AI era. So they
Hmm.
are not AI first. Ours is AI first
Hmm.
because when we started building, although we were ideating on it for a while, when we started building, we ensured that it is AI first, so that majority of your tasks are either automated by AI or there is an AI support, so that you don't, as a creator, you can just come with an idea and start creating content on the platform itself. Like one of the plugins that we have, it is called Crezlo Gen Agent Video. It is basically a video agent where you can clone yourself, your voice, your face, and put any script, any document, any URL a, even a PPT, and that will be converted into a proper video with voiceover, which looks like you, talks like you, has captions on it. You can put A rolls, B rolls. You can put background music to it. It is a production ready video that is ready in 5 times less time that it will take for you to actually sit and record, and 10 times lesser cost.
I
So
am
that's what
definitely
we.
going to need that. I mean, I will be uh, I will be shamelessly admitting the fact that when I started this podcast journey, it was good, and
Yeah.
in fact, the reason why we're doing your podcast after so many days is only because I was swamped. I started reaching out to some people on LinkedIn saying, I
Right.
am starting this podcast. This is the idea. Would you be interested? I knew most of these people, because they were
Mm,
out of my league, they will not even reply. But some of
mm,
them have been very kind. Shri Kumar, to start with, he has been kind, although he
mm,
is way out of my league. He said, let's do it. And then, Linima and Parul and all the others who have actually accepted. But I never expected such a huge response. Now I have over 30 people in that list who have to, get through the podcast. The challenge for me is the recording and the editing.
right.
Editing takes a lot of time. Six,
Correct.
7 hours
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
the
It
entire day.
does.
And because I'm also learning a lot of things, and what I realized is, although I'm putting in so much of efforts, people are not going to really watch the entire content. 45 minutes, no one is watching.
Right.
Uh, but the content that you're talking about, shorter content, short form content, actually works.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
difficult to even make if you have no idea at all. It's always good to have content creation as a skill. I'm new to it.
Right.
I know there will be a lot
Right.
of people who always had this desire to start their own podcast, start their own YouTube channel, or possibly grow on social media, but had no clue. But your company, I think it is helping us do that. Here's an interesting question.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, a lot of people call this the creator economy. How big is this in India?
Yes.
Have you seen a trend going up in the last 5 years? Or what do you expect
Oh,
it to do in the
definitely.
next 5 years?
Yeah. It's, I think everybody who is on social media can already see what has happened to people who have constantly created content, especially in India,
Hmm.
right? You look at Focused Indian, like he's one of the very known content creators, right? Bhuvan Bam we have seen all these people, or Beer Biceps. You've
Hmm.
seen Beer Biceps, right? So these guys, what they have done is they have stuck to their content. They have consistently created content. They have showed up, and now they are seeing like this. Uh, Even they are even bigger than celebrities now,
Hmm.
right? And that's the future. That's how the content creation, the creator economy is going to grow. It is, I think, right now it is growing, I think, around 22% every year,
Wow.
but the numbers I could be wrong, but it's definitely a multi-billion dollar economy, a big opportunity for a country like India, where the I think the strength of India is you have billions of consumers,
Hmm.
right? Our
True.
strength actually comes from the fact that majority of the citizens of country have access to smartphone, internet, and a very very fast internet in the form of 5G, right?
Hmm.
So if you have that kind of a market, if you have that kind of a viewership, imagine what you can do. The
Hmm.
numbers that our creators are generating only from India are staggering. And why majority of the Westerners, or the people from outside the country, are also targeting in India for the viewership,
Hmm. Very true.
because the
I've
numbers are
noticed that.
crazy.
Yeah,
Numbers
I've
are
noticed.
crazy, and numbers are going to be extremely crazy.
I know so
So
many creators who are
yeah,
actually making a living only because they're creating content about India
absolutely,
and in India. In their own
exactly.
country, it won't take off so well. I totally
Right.
love what he said. Hmm.
Yeah.
Go on.
The other day, I was talking to one of my friend. He was telling me that he knows somebody who was, working with them, who was his colleague, and now she has, she has reached some, I think, 100K followers on Instagram, and she doesn't have to do a job
Mm.
anymore. She's getting, the paid promotions, she's getting the subscription revenue, and basically she is earning more than what she was earning from the job. And
Mm.
this is something that is going to keep on growing because her personal brand is growing. And in 2025, if as a business owner
Mm.
or as an individual, even if you're at, just somebody who is doing a job, if you don't have a personal brand, somebody with the personal brand will overcome and pass you. You 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 know what will happen, right?
No, I
the
love
the
that.
only
I love what you're
commodity,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, the only commodity you have literally is attention. The more attention you get, the faster you can grow. And that's what we are
Mm.
trying to do with Crezlo.
No, no, very true, very true. I get reminded of Rakhi Didi talking about no publicity is bad publicity. Rakhi Sawant.
Very true. Yeah,
But it makes a lot of sense because you have to be there, you know. You need people to be talking about you
correct,
because that is how you stay relevant. And a lot of
correct.
businesses may not realize, but they have heard this a number of times. भाई जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. अगर आपका
Absolutely.
ब्रांड दिख ही नहीं रहा है, people are not going to find you. It's a very simple thing. You are selling maybe a car, but the marketing is not good enough. People don't even know about it. The best car, the best specs, people don't know about it. And it's a very interesting thing that I read in one of the article. It said, why do you think Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all these big brands are putting a lot of ads on the hoarding? It's not as in like मैं निकला गड्डी लेकर and all of a sudden एक मोड़ आया तो उधर ओह कोको कोला. ऐसे नहीं कि मैं गाड़ी साइड में लगा के बोलूंगा मेरे को कोक अभी के अभी पीना है. It's not going to happen. But what it technically does, it stays in your mind, subconscious.
Right.
So every time you are actually wanting to have a cold drink, and because you have seen those ads of Coca-Cola and Pepsi, by default, the first thing that you're going to ask the shopkeeper is Coca-Cola hai, Pepsi hai, and not some other local
Mm.
brand, because that's what is happening to you. So it's very important, I think, to be sorry, your company is helping creators, even if you are new,
Yes.
you are helping. Hmm.
Yes. 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 We are doing that through automation. So basically, you can create your avatar and you can create hundreds of videos probably in minutes. That's
Hmm.
that's the idea. And that's definitely also a vision that we want to allow people who are extremely busy to still consistently post on social media or still create content, or the businesses who do not want to spend too much of time creating, let's say, help articles, the help article type of content like training videos and all such. So all those can be automated, and that's where the USP also comes in. And
Hmm.
this is not something that the majority of the platforms, the competitor platforms that are there, they have still cracked. And we've been able to crack this because we've been working with the media agents, media and publishing companies for more than a decade now.
Hmm.
So we understand their pain points. We know what kind of content they need and at what speed and at what price point they need. So that's where I think the Crezlo's actual strength lies in.
Wow. The reason I say this, Vineet, is because I know so many amazing coaches. You know, real coaches. I mean, not
Yeah.
the clickbait one. Real coaches. Okay, real coaches. Amazing wisdom, amazing knowledge, genuine, genuinely want to help people. Amazing souls. The challenge, and in fact, I was
Mm,
talking to one of this guy. He's a little, ahead in age, in his 50s, and he said, "Beta, यहाँ पे हम ना आके फंस जाते हैं. We don't know how to market ourselves. We don't know how to create content.
correct.
I can come to your
Absolutely.
podcast
Yeah.
talk amazing things, लेकिन वो वीडियो
Mm,
एडिटिंग पोस्टिंग वो सब आपको ही आएगा. We don't know how to do it,
right.
and I think your
Right.
tool is going to really help them to stay relevant, saying that ये सारी चीजें हैं. I love this idea, love the
Mm,
vision that you have and what you're trying to build. Would love to explore it. In fact, yes, we'll talk about 3 minutes only into this episode. and we'll shift to the other one. But here's an interesting thing I want to ask you: would you be interested to do a run through? In
Hmm.
fact, I'm not going to even call it a master class because I realize all learning, no one is master here, but maybe like a
Right.
learner class or whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
where people who are genuinely interested in knowing how to create content, although understanding all of us are learning, but how to create content, how to create those AI avatars, how can I actually automate, how Crezlo can help us to do that. Would you be interested in doing like a 40 minutes or 45 minutes session? Whoever wants to
Oh,
learn,
definitely.
they can
Yeah.
come in.
Absolutely. Yeah, 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 absolutely. I would love to do that. That's basically what I'm trying to do with, I mean, most of the people that I'm meeting with, because I meet lots of startups.
Hmm,
I try to mentor startups who are trying to, create digital products or who are trying to market their products digitally.
hmm.
I tell them that, you have this tool, it's a superpower. You can start using it. And I'll tell them exactly how to use it, how to, improve their content, right? So I definitely want to do that. Yeah,
So
why not?
with your platform, we don't have to go like, recording के लिए यहाँ पर, editing के लिए यहाँ पर, landing pages, website, marketing. So it's everything.
Mhm.
It's like, for me,
It,
and let's just say, this middle class, it's a DMart for me. Okay, I walk into that
it
door
is,
and everything that I really need, it is there. I don't have to just
it, yeah,
keep looking for things. Interesting.
yeah, definitely. You can say it is a mall for creators,
Hmm.
creators, businessmen, whoever, basic business owners,
We would love
communities.
to, do that follow-up session where we could have certain, some sort of run through as to walk through
Yeah,
of what the platform is, how it works, and how can all of us possibly start using this, because this seems like an amazing tool. Not only just for
it
getting a
is.
lot of followers or things, because there's so much of knowledge that we have, and the reason for the Kuchi Diary podcast is इतना knowledge रखे हो आप, pass it on. No, कल अगर कुछ हो जाएगा आपको क्या ही कर लोगे? If you have knowledge,
Correct,
pass it on.
correct,
At
correct.
least someone will uh, and will learn something out of it. They will benefit. But this was amazing talking to you, and thank you so much, Vineet, for doing this. I know that
Mhm.
we
No
spoke
worry.
about there are certain credits that you get the minute you sign up,
Yes,
and maybe after the podcast we can
yes,
also let the viewers know in the next part as to who can actually sign up and what is the special discount they get if they are subscribed to this, if they're following you on LinkedIn, how much
yeah,
they will get extra. Having said that, it was a pleasure
definitely.
talking to you. And for those people who are still watching, इतना अगर देख लियो, which I doubt, लेकिन अगर इतना देख लियो तो भाई सब्सक्राइब तो बनता है. If you're not subscribed yet to the channel, please do. And we will obviously talk to Vineet in the next episode, and we'll know him personally. What is his journey, क्या challenges आई है, what is the things that he's learned as an entrepreneur. Also because he's expecting to be a dad, what is going on in his mind, in his heart.